This is my 1992 JAMIS custom 26-inch BMX bike. Once born onto this earth mountain bike, I made many modifications to it and pretty much removed anything related to its once mountain bike-like existence. You know, the biggest difference being the 110mm rearward facing drop slots that were custom cut and added in. I have like a jib that holds the axle. It's an axle that bolts the dropouts on to hold it in place so that I can align it, and then what I do is I clamp on a straight edge to the front sprocket and measure in the distance that's required for the freewheel alignment, and then place the dropouts where they're required and weld them in place. And the very frontmost position on the drop slot is exactly the same former axle position of the original dropouts. So in theory, if you were running it all the way forward, you'd be running the wheel in the exact factory location, only now in 110mm spacing. And when we come around to the other side, you see the dropout has a step to fill in the gap, because when they offset the hub for the wider multi-speed setups, they add that extra width on the non-drive side. So there's a step filler plate welded to the dropout that then fills that gap. And the alignment is excellent. You can ride the bike no-handed down the street. When I cut the plates, I tack welded the edge of the two plates together, and then cut out the two dropout plates so that they're an absolute match, and then separated them when they were done being cut out, and then put them in the jib, and then took a handful of measurements, and then made it all official. And then once those were in place, then I shaved off all the shifting related cable guides. And I touched up the paint, and it looks pretty good. You can see there's a paint line difference, but it's a dark purple metallic with a black primer, and it looks really darn close. The sticker on the frame says tanned chromoly tubing and nothing else, so I'm to believe that it's a full chromoly frame, or they would just state tri-moly or whatever. Here too is a paint touch-up. You're looking right at it, you can't even see it. There's a fine paint line right there. And then when I taped this off, I came down at a point so that it helps blend it as well. But that's where the cable guides were. And so those are just beautifully shaved off. You can be looking right at it, can't even really tell. And then I went to this Roadmaster fork. I have the factory JAMIS fork for it, but it's also a steel fork and has cantilever studs on it. So I just felt that, and it's a tapered leg. And it's this girthier leg, non-brake stud fork. I felt that since the factory fork was also steel, it was a horse apiece weight-wise. I just went with this one and put this on here and color matched it with the same paint that I used for the touch-ups, just because it looks a little more burly, and it just fits what I'm going for a little bit better. And then I did up this set of custom bars. This is a one-of-a-kind set of bars. These things are huge. They're 32 wide by 9-inch rise. I just started with a set of regular general rise like mountain bike handlebars, and then I cut out the center section and then widened it by like 7 inches. And when I did that, I clamped it all with hose clamps to a piece of angle iron to ensure that both grip tubes aligned properly. And then I also came up with a crafty way of doing the lower rack. And this was a fully knurled seat post, so I taped it off where the clamp area is. and they're nice and straight. It was just a step-by-step thought process, breaking down how to align everything to make it all perfect. And they're really cool. They're super huge. It makes it's perfect for the size of the bike. I went with the red brake cable because I didn't have anything else that was lined. There's a red housing that's got the Teflon lining or whatever, and the black stuff I had laying around didn't have liner, so I wanted smooth operation, so I went with the red. I already had the red brake caliper on the back, so little touches of red on the decal set. So I ran with that. Real nice set of rims. It's the HJC single wall steel rim set, 26 by 1.75. Nice chrome on them. These are like new street tires. And you can see the little crisscross hatches all the way through the center tread section. You know, these are a streetable, trailable tire. And Geno drive side crank here. And I want to say that was a 38. I'd actually have to count it. I know I got a 17-tooth Shimano out back, and it's a 170 crank arm, Odyssey twisted platforms. It's huge. It's pretty neat. Rides real nice. Very similar to that Haro Escape that I had done, and I like it. Well, thanks for having a look.